Oh, I'm Luca Parel, author of the book Islam and the Aliens, and I would like to talk again about this. Of course, in the title, we can understand what I'm talking about, but at the same time, there is a subtitle that is given to immortality, and I will explain why. By the way, unfortunately, the original version is in Italian language because even if I'm from the old Austrian-Hungarian Empire, I had this misfortune of being born here. But I'm optimist, and I think I can translate it in languages that I appreciate, for example, in Russian, German, and in English, of course. And I think it will be not lost on translation. I mean, not a lot of parts will suffer about this because I'm confident. I think everything will sound clear, even if my explanation maybe by now, just recording this, it will be not. But I try to be optimistic also now, and so I want to explain that obviously inside the book I make a comparison between the Muslim tradition, and so the Holy Quran, and also the Sunnah, so everything is out of the Quran, but always concerning Islam. And what the modern science is discovering concerning reversing aging and achieving biological immortality, with a particular reference to what Albert Gray is doing, or by the way, is trying to do, but also Liz Parrish, that I stand with her because I think she is right, trying trials on human beings. They must be. It is not too early. It will never be, because even if we can have some side effect, well, the worst one is to die, and if we don't try, it is also our destiny, and I don't want this destiny for me. And so I'm ready to be a patient like Liz Parrish was for her company, being patient zero and inoculating in herself. Well, telomerase and follistatin, so telomerase to avoid shorting telomerase, and the follistatin for the inhibition of myostatin, because it's an antagonist, and this is to preserve, basically to preserve muscle mass that is a problem of aging. Okay, I agree with that, and I agree also with something concerning nanorobots Raymond Kurzweil is speaking about. But if we want to talk about Islam, we have to say that inside the religion we can find the original scene that is mentioned inside the Holy Quran, after it was obviously mentioned also inside the Bible, inside the Old Testament. So the story of Adam and Eve corrupted. Yes, okay, first of all, it is important to understand the Muslim point of view that basically is close to Judaism, because Islam and Judaism, they think there is not an heritage. I mean, they just explain what happened for them, of course, for believers, but they think there is not over us, a pain. We are not guilty, of course, for a sin committed by Adam, and all of us, we answer only for our own sins. And this is important to start to understand Islam, even if we have to say that also for Christianity we are not personally guilty, but over us there are the consequences of a sin committed by another, and in this case by Adam. Okay, but it is important in the Quran, it is again treated this heaven, and God, Allah, says that Satan must go to corrupt Adam and Eve, and Satan, he goes and he tells to Adam and Eve, your Lord does not want you take from this tree, because he does not want that you become like angels or a part of the immortals, that in Arab language is Al-Khalidina. And okay, it is very interesting this verse, because it is introduced this new category of beings, so the immortals, and we know that it's on the same verse also angels are mentioned, and this is the way to explain us that angels are not the immortals. So for believers, Allah, but okay, for all of us, also for agnostic who has written the Quran, to avoid confusion, told us inside the same verse that basically angels are a thing and immortals are another. So what can we understand? We can understand that basically those beings, Adam and Satan, both of them, they know they do exist. And we can suppose, but I think it is something admissible and also credible, that they are, well, they have a body, a physical body, and they are humanoid. Because if both of them, Satan and Adam, they think it is something desirable to be like them, it means that they are humanoid. And the only one aspect, the only one quality that makes a difference between normal human beings like Adam and those beings is the fact that those are immortals. So it's important for us to remember that for Muslim tradition, everything that shines is able to discover during the time is already written inside the Quran. And so many people, they think we were not able to arrive to the moon, but so they basically, many persons, they think it was a fraud. Okay, but it is another point we can treat in another moment. But this is just to explain that if we consider Muslim tradition and we consider the point of view of Muslim scholars, it is, okay, we can say that it is admissible to claim that inside the Quran there is a prediction. And that prediction is the fact that human beings will be able to reverse aging, despite the fact that, in the Quran there is, okay, you have to die, there is a time to die, and it is already decided by Allah, okay, but it does not mean that we will be not in the condition to reverse aging and to achieve biological immortality, because biological immortality is not immortality. As the condition, you can remain immortal and, well, we hope also obviously young, and of course till an accident will happen, because potentially you can die even if you are biologically immortal. So I think there is not a contradiction in being a believer, in particular for what concerned Islam, and thinking that we will reverse aging. This is important because by a religious point of view, God, in this case Allah, will give us, if we achieve the target, He will give us the opportunity to arrive to the necessary knowledge to do it. So there is nothing against it. This is something that can be already decided by Allah. Also this. And but talking to people from the West, it's the same thing. Even if you are a believer, you are a Christian, I don't want to talk about the original sin. I mean, my position in the original sin, and it's better to avoid to go inside this issue. But I suppose that also people, agnostic or believer in the West, will be ready to accept that, well, first of all, we have to fight to arrive to the target. And second, that there is nothing bad in this. I mean, life is not boring. Life is a pain if you become old, and yes, life is a pain, but I don't think that is a solution. So, you're a believer, you're not a believer, who cares? I believe that there are many things to do, many things to learn, many things to write, and I hope I will be in the condition to write and to have a diffusion, as I have said in the beginning of this video. I'm particularly interested in Sweden because of no lock clown, no fucking muzzle on the face to go to the supermarket or to the gym that is already closed. No, it is still closed, sorry, in Idiotali. And so, yes, because Sweden had an eugenic approach, and this is the reason of their point of view also on this pseudo pandemic. By the way, I don't want to talk about this argument. I would like to go to Sweden to talk about what I think it is necessary to do, or by the way, to try to do, to reverse aging. And we will see what will happen.